Because she only had 10 coins.
Yeah.
But if it's 100 sheep, then that's a lot more than 10 coins.
Welcome to another episode of Catholicism with my kid.
Well, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Sebastian Heimann, and this is my dad, Kyle Heimann, and we're going to be talking to you about...
You don't know what we're talking about today, do you?
Nah.
That's right. Because I didn't have you read this ahead of time. I just thought I could tell you about it. Okay?
Okay. So this is just going to be like off script.
Sure. Are we ever on script?
Oh, yeah. We've been on script.
Okay. So today I want to talk about some sheep. Are you up for it?
All right.
It's called The Parable of the Lost Sheep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what this might be about, if you had to guess?
Joseph?
Did Joseph have a sheep?
No.
He might have. We don't know.
Well, Mary?
No. So this is about a shepherd
Uh-huh.
that has 100 sheep.
How do you know that he has 100?
Well, that's in the story. It says, "What man among you having 100 sheep and losing one of them would not leave the 99 in the desert and go after the lost one until he finds it?"
Oh, I would go, especially if it was a baby, I would definitely go after.
Yeah.
I would only go unless I knew that the flock would be safe while I would go.
Right. So, in this situation, Jesus is responding to these Pharisees that are upset that Jesus is hanging out with sinners.
This has nothing to do with sheep.
Well, so he uses the sheep as an analogy. So, well, which one of you, if you had a sheep that ran away, wouldn't go after that one that ran away?
Wouldn't Jesus do that? He would go after the one that ran away?
Well, that's what he's suggesting. That's what he's doing when he's eating with sinners. Because who are the sheep that are still in the pen, obeying their shepherd?
His disciples?
Okay, and who are the sheep that are running away?
Sinners?
Sure. In a way, we're all sinners, right?
Well,
we all make mistakes.
People who don't believe in him.
Yeah,
stuff.
People that aren't following Jesus. And so Jesus would leave those that believe, those that are following him, those that are obeying him or trying to. He would leave them to chase after one that went astray.
That's nice.
Why is it nice?
Jesus wants to tell everybody about God and...
Yeah, so one of the things he says is that when that shepherd finds that lost sheep,
mm-hmm.
What do you think he does to it?
Cares for it and feeds it.
Yeah, it says when he finds it, he sets it on his shoulders with great joy.
Basically caring for it.
Yeah, he carries the sheep back with joy because he found the lost sheep. And it says, upon his arrival home, he calls together his friends and neighbors and says to them, "Rejoice with me, because I have found my lost sheep."
Only how long was it gone for?
It doesn't say how long it was before.
Like, if it was gone for a year, then that would be, like, amazing.
Well,
if
it might have just been...
just one day?
It might have just been an hour.
Oh, well, then there's no reason to have a party.
Well, you can still celebrate when you find something that's lost. Especially
like my glasses that I found out in the rocks a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, your glasses were outside in the rocks.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you just found them.
I do not know
minutes
how
before we started recording.
I do not know how they got out there, but I just randomly found them.
Well, it's lost and now it's found. So, people can find this in Luke chapter 15. It's also in Matthew chapter 18. If you go with Luke, it's the beginning of Luke chapter 15, the parable of the lost sheep. And right after it, it tells the story of the parable of the lost coin, which is a very similar story where a woman who has 10 coins and she loses one. And so she lights a lamp, sweeps the house, she's searching until she finds it. And when she does, she rejoices.
Because
she's found the lost coin.
Because she only had 10 coins.
Yeah.
But if it's 100 sheep, then that's a lot more than 10 coins.
Right. But either way, whether it's 1% or if it's 10%.
Or 100. Wait.
Or
99.9999.999%.
Yeah. No matter what, Jesus really wants to rescue those that are gone astray.
Yeah, that 1%. Quarter, 0.5%.
So, and then in Luke, I said it went from the parable of the lost sheep to the parable of the lost coin to the parable of the lost son. And the parable of the lost son is the story of the prodigal son. So this one is leading to the other. If people would like to hear more about the prodigal son, I did an episode of that with Frank.
Yeah, if you'd like to see that, check out our podcast, Catholicism with My Kid, on Redeemer Radio.
I'll put a link in the show notes for that episode if people want to check that out.
Yeah.
People can find it at kyleheimann.com. Do you know the story of the prodigal son?
Isn't the prodigal son Jesus?
No, the prodigal son is a son that left his father and spent all of his money, made a bunch of bad decisions.
Yes, that's also one of my favorite Bible stories.
Is it?
Yes.
Because the son comes back and the father rejoices.
Yeah.
So in the passage, it goes on to say that Jesus told them that there'd be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous people who have no need of repentance.
Well, that seems like a not very joyful heaven.
Well, they're still joyful over the people that are remaining faithful, but there's even more joy over somebody that comes back. And really, that's what Jesus came for, is to rescue all of us who have gone astray, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we rejoice over people who stay faithful, for sure. But we rejoice even more when somebody who's made some bad decisions decides to come back to God, come back to the faith. So whether it's sheep or it's coins or it's a son, Jesus is reminding us the importance of going after the lost, going after those that have left the faith, and to not be okay with that, not to ignore them, not to belittle them, not to be mean to them, but to love them and welcome them back into the church.
And be nice to them and care for them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know anybody who you think is like this in the story that we were talking about, please love them, care for them, and care for them like the person who had 100 sheep and one got lost, and he went out to save it.
Yeah. Good recap. I like it.
All right. Well, until another episode of Catholicism with My Kid, this has been Sebastian and Kyle reporting live. Actually, this is recorded.
Yeah.